Hey, howdy, friends. It's Steve DePaul here with the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog from North Texas. Today, the biggest mistakes sellers make in selling their home. Well, this will be a good one. Hey, before we get going, hey, do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/ at moving to Dallas, Texas. You'll get it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. But you'll get notified when we do updates, when we do add videos, when we add vlogs, and we add shorts. It'll also give you access to everything that we've done in the past. We've got something like 450 videos there. Some of them are, houses that we sold and maybe are not that useful right now. But it has also every vlog that we've ever done, or every video we've ever done, or every short we've ever done. And so it's sort of this library that you'll have access to. And if you absorb some of those things, like how to sell your house quickly, or buying a fixer-upper, or how to finance your home, you'll eventually, become the smartest person in your neighborhood, real estate wise, and people will come to you for answers about their real estate concerns. And you can just, hey, just turn them over to us. We'll be happy to help you out. Anyway, we thank you for subscribing. We thank you for supporting us and our channel, and our business, and we appreciate you for doing it. Okay, so number one, so according to a survey by Keeping Current Matters, the number one thing that people struggle with is setting the right price. Here's the trick, okay, to setting the right price. Your real estate agent is going to have the information about houses that sold in the past, okay, as far back as 3 or 4 years, or as recent as 60 days. Okay. And they're going to have that information, and they're going to be able to compare your house to these houses that sold and come up with a fair and equitable price for everybody, right? Now, I, there was there remember some years ago, 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was difficult because houses were flying off the market like this, and then we kind of hit this wall, right? And so we hit this wall, and suddenly prices started dipping, quickly. Now that takes a savvy agent to say, okay, yeah, look, I can list your house up here. Okay, because that's what it would have sold for 6 months ago. But here's actually the actual right price for you, right? And sometimes for sellers, we understand it's kind of hard to swallow that. Okay, you have a lot of pride in your house, like you did a lot of great work on it. It's your home. You have a lot of emotion attached to it, and so we understand that, that's tough, but we're just giving it to you from a business point of view, and what your house can and can't sell for. I can tell you stories about people who, we listed their house, and they said, "Hey, we want to list them up here. Well, I want to list the house up here because I need this much. I need this much out of it." And then we said, "Well, it's really going to sell for down here," and eventually that's what it sold for down here. We give the same amount of effort when we list it up here that we feel is like sort of out of range. We give the same amount of hard effort to get that done. But the market's the market, and everybody has the access to the same data. When you have an agent, you have the access to the same data, and they're going to know that, hey, your house is the highest priced house in the market, even though maybe it doesn't warrant it. Okay. And so they're going to say, yeah, either don't make an offer on this one, or come down in price, and then you're going to be kind of ticked off. Okay. But setting the price for the house is always typically the difficult thing for sellers. We work solely on data. And so we let you know about that data, and we show you that data, and then it's up to you to make that decision. Another common mistake is to avoid doing some of the repairs, that you need to repair and work on your house that you need to do to get it ready, whether that's plumbing or the HVAC, or painting a wall or something like that. I always like to refer to Herb Kelleher. So Herb Kelleher was the founder of Southwest Airlines, right? And he had this kind of saying that way back when, okay, when you could smoke on an airplane, okay, their thing was, to make sure the maintenance on the airplane gets done, including the simple stuff like vacuuming out the cigarette butts from the armrests on an airplane, right? And he had this kind of thing where there's this thought process where if people see cigarette butts from from one from one flight to the next, they see cigarette butts in the armrest cigarette hold ashtray. If they see cigarette butts in there, mentally that means to them you're not doing maintenance on the engines. Okay, and we're going to fall out of the sky. Doesn't get that bad here, but if there's a leak or a crack or something obviously wrong with the house, okay, the weeds are overgrown in the front or something like that, and that's going to start processing in people's minds, and they're going to say, what else is wrong with the house? If I see a leak, does that mean that the HVAC system is gone, or the hot water heater is going to have to be replaced tomorrow, or the foundation is cracked, something like that? Okay, so take care of the little things, take care of a lot of the cosmetic things or the easy things to do, right? And then that won't raise questions on the harder stuff. Now, what's happening? One of the things that's happening today, one of the reasons why what sellers are not doing is they're not negotiating. So one of the problems today we're experiencing is sellers feel pinched, excuse me, buyers feel pinched because the housing in North Texas has risen over the last decade. Okay, so if you own a house in North Texas, you know that your equity is up there, right? So the housing prices and housing values have gone up substantially in, let's say, the last 10 years, right? And right now interest rates are around the high sixes, 6.8, 6.7, something like that, right? And so they're experiencing those two things. They're experiencing, high interest rates and high values on houses. And so they're coming in at lower price points. They come in and saying, here's a house for 400,000. We'll offer you 375 or 360 or something like that. That then requires, okay, a good negotiator in terms of your real estate agent to negotiate that price up. Okay. Um, and then therefore you'll be putting more money in your pocket, which is important to you because you're the seller, and that's important to you. So being able to negotiate, okay, with that buyer's agent is the important thing at that point for the seller's agent. And for each one of these mistakes, I mean, these mistakes happen, okay? These things happen. The price, the fixes, the offers being made. All these things require a good real estate agent to be on your side, okay? Um, to get you, the seller, the most value, the most money for your house as possible. In our community here, as an example, we just did an analysis of the community here and the agents in our community, and it turns out that have the um, we have the highest um, um, the highest percentage of selling price to list price. Okay, in other words, we're pricing the houses properly, and we're negotiating with those buyers agents to get their offer up. Okay, we're the best in our neighborhood. So that says something, right? And so you have to avoid these mistakes, right? To avoid the mistakes of pricing your house too high or too low, or not being able to negotiate, or giving a critical eye to your house, okay, as to what you may have to repair or fix or those kinds of things. You need a good agent on your side. Okay, and we're the Rose Realty team, and we're awesome at our customer service. Hope that kind of helped. Next week, we're going to talk about getting your home noticed. So your house goes on the market. How does it get noticed? The house is going to sell itself. The house is going to either sell itself or not sell itself. That's the plain simple truth. But how do you get it noticed? What out of the box thinking do we do, to get your house noticed more often so that it sells at your price? This is Steve. I am with the Rose Realty team. Until next time.